Right now on CBS 12 News this morning, tracking Tropical Storm Fred. We'll look at the latest track from the National Hurricane Center and talk about the impacts that we'll see here this weekend.
And kids in Martin County, your turn today. It's back to school. We're going to look at all the preps going on for weeks now to make this first day as smooth as possible.
One day in at Palm Beach County Schools, we're getting a look at just how many employees and students have already tested positive for COVID-19.
And we're learning more about the newly filed lawsuits over our governor. It's all about his rules about masks in schools. We'll get into the details from the live desk right now on CBS 12 News this morning.
You're watching CBS 12 News this morning.
And good morning, everybody. We are tracking the tropics as Tropical Storm Fred formed last night. Good morning, I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Ashley Glass. It's the sixth named storm so far this Atlantic hurricane season. We do have team coverage for you this morning.
Our meteorologists are watching this storm. Let's begin with Lauren. So Lauren, track just came in at 5 a.m. What did it say?
No major changes out there for us. We are seeing Tropical Storm Fred, winds at 40 miles per hour still. Not super strong. It's a very low end tropical storm. But it's going to be moving across the Dominican Republic and Haiti today. So the tall mountains there actually could kind of tear it apart and weaken Fred back down to a depression before it moves back out over the waters north of Cuba and then potentially regaining strength as a tropical storm since it will then have water to fuel itself with. Now you'll notice the winds are only around 45 to 50 miles per hour. So it's a low end tropical storm. Our biggest threat from this is just going to be heavy rainfall. So no matter how strong this is, because the center of the storm stays to our west, we're on the right side of it. So all of this moisture gets pulled into our area. So our rain chances are on the rise as we head into our weekend. Back to school for some of us again today in Martin County. Winds out of the east, dry start there right now, but warm. 83 in Stewart, 78 right now in Indiantown. Everyone's temperatures for today are headed back towards the upper 80s later this morning with a high right around at 90 degrees for the afternoon. Matt, Ashley.
All right, Lauren, let's take a look right here on our roads. On-time traffic. Hey, Stuart, getting ready for the start of school up there in Martin County. We're seeing traffic is all up to speed. No major problems on our roadways at this hour.
6:02, and in just hours, more students going back to school on the Treasure Coast today, the first day of class in Martin County.
Yeah, a big concern, though, some parents are the rising cases of COVID-19 in kids. And this morning, we are learning that just last week, there were nearly 94,000 new COVID cases in kids nationwide. That's the highest number of cases since February. Right now, Florida has the most hospitalizations for kids, with more than 300 reported last week.
We have team coverage this morning for you. Sam's following a newly filed lawsuit against the governor over his ban on mask mandates in schools.
But we begin this morning here with Madeline Montgomery. She's live at Seawind Elementary School in Hope Sound, where staff have already started showing up for the first day of school. Maddie?
This morning, it is the first day of school for students, but teachers and administration have actually been working for a while now, making sure that everything inside of these doors is perfect for the first day. And we actually got to do a behind-the-scenes tour with the principal yesterday to see what goes into making today perfect. Before 500 students are able to get back to their desks, teachers and administrators at Seawind Elementary School have spent the last few days fine-tuning.
There's a whole lot of behind-the-scenes work that gets pulled off so that then it's flawless when we start.
Like perfecting COVID safety plans or seeing who's in what class.
I was going over the rosters yesterday and thinking about each one of them and looking forward to seeing them again.
Principal Jeff Umbaugh has had his share of fires to put out before today.
Yeah, I run through a whole lot of shirts. It's a lot of sweat.
Teachers working overtime trying to get lesson plans done, along with decorating classrooms.
Teachers all show up fresh-faced and they're enthused and ready to start, and you have to almost kick them out of their classrooms at the end of the day, and they're like, please, another couple hours. All right.
But it's all worth it when that bell rings.
I feel like I'm ready to get in there and have some fun with the kids.
Buses will start rolling up in about an hour and classes start at 7:30. Reporting live in Hope Sound, Madeline Montgomery, CBS 12 News.
All right, Maddie, 6:04, we're learning about new COVID cases in Palm Beach County schools. Matt, you have the district's COVID-19 dashboard queued up there. It's back. What do the numbers show?
That's right. The school district's dashboard's back up and running again. On day one, 5 employees have tested positive. Let's take a look here. Those who tested positive for COVID-19 work at the following schools: Eagles Landing Middle, Olympic Heights Community High School, both those in Boca Raton, Watkins Middle School and Palm Beach Gardens, John I. Leonard High School in Green Acres, and the maintenance and plant operations. The district recorded these cases just yesterday. Good news here, though, is the big 0 next to the students' number. 0 cases among the over 160,000 students on the first day of school. District says they're going to keep on updating this twice a day, so we'll make sure to keep you updated with how its efforts to limit the impact of COVID-19 are going.
And we checked in with schools across Palm Beach County asking how it went with kids wearing masks. We're told there was a relatively good turnout of kids wearing masks. Superintendent Mike Burke changed the mask policy just days before the first day of class, requiring them, but allowing parents to send in a letter to opt out for their kids. History teacher Valerie Hernandez says she feels safer teaching her high school students compared to younger kids.
Feel really bad for the elementary school teachers who, I think probably at least some of our kids here are vaccinated because, they're eligible by age, but I'm sure in the younger grades, I would be terrified.
I want to go back to that opt-out letter. More on this. It should be just one line with your child's name saying they will not wear a mask at school. The students then give the note to their first period teacher.
In Indian River County, the district is not saying they have a mask requirement, but it is saying parents need to fill out a form if they want their children to opt out of wearing one. Parents, you can go to the district's website or by sending a note to the teacher. Superintendent Dr. David Moore tells CBS 12 News masks are highly recommended for students and staff in Indian River County classrooms and buses.
6:06, taking a live look here. St. Lucie School District headquarters in Port St. Lucie, and this morning a major reversal just hours after the first day of school in St. Lucie County. Starting today, masks are required, but parents can opt out for their children, just like in Palm Beach County. The school board will revisit this policy monthly. In our next half hour, Terry Hornstein will bring us a live report with a lot more on this.
So just to be clear here, whether they call it a requirement or not a requirement, Palm Beach, Indian River County, Martin County, parents can opt out of masks if they want to by sending a note. That will not be the case in Broward County. The school board there is challenging Governor DeSantis, voting to require masks for students and teachers for the school year. At the meeting, board members heard from both sides of this debate yesterday.
If we don't have this, many more people will die. I can die if people do not have their masks on.
I don't think that's very healthy for children to do that. The bacteria that collects in the mask, as we know, as we exhale.
Students and staff in Broward County will only be able to opt out if they have a medical reason why they can't wear a mask.
School year there starts a week from today.
6:07 is the time now. Right now, Governor DeSantis is facing lawsuits over his executive order about masks in schools.
And this Friday, a judge will weigh in on a lawsuit filed by dozens of parents who are challenging the governor. The suit includes parents from South Florida all the way up to the Panhandle.
Yeah, Sam Kerrigan's been looking into this for us all week from the live desk. So what's in this lawsuit, Sam?
Matt, Ashley, the lawsuit claims the governor's order is unconstitutional and basically threatening the safety of our schools here. It was filed on behalf of parents from 6 Florida counties, including Palm Beach and Miami-Dade counties. Some of those parents have kids who are too young to be vaccinated. Others have kids who suffer from chronic illnesses. According to our CBS affiliate in Miami, the lawsuit raises a series of arguments, one of those being that the governor's executive order violates part of the Constitution that requires the provision of a, quote, uniform, efficient, safe, secure, and high-quality system of public schools. But the governor continues to argue that it should be up to the parents whether their children wear masks at school.
I think that they really believe government should rule over the parents' decisions, and I think the parents' decisions in this regard should ultimately be what is done. The fact of the matter is the parents are in the best position to know what's best for their kids. But the idea that the federal government would get involved in that, I think obviously would be very inappropriate.
The governor's effort to prevent mask requirements for students has drawn national attention, though, and as we know, he's been caught up in a war of words with President Biden. The president now says he's looking into whether he has the power to intervene with the governor's orders here in Florida and in any state banning mask mandates.
All right, Sam, 6:09 in this morning, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki sending another message to Governor DeSantis after his threats to withhold salaries of superintendents and school board members who impose mask mandates in school. Listen to what she had to say.
If you're not interested in following the public health guidelines to protect the lives of people in your state, to give parents some comfort as they're sending their kids to school. Schools are opening in Florida this week, I know, in many parts of Florida. Then get out of the way and let public officials, let local officials do their job to keep students safe.
And in that briefing, Psaki also highlighted the Miami-Dade County superintendent for what she says was him standing up for the safety of his students. He issued a statement in part saying he wouldn't be influenced by a threat to his paycheck. Miami-Dade Public Schools will have a meeting next week on Monday to make a decision on masks, and they are back to school on August 23rd.
10 past 6 now, and fighting for a fair trial. What the lawyers for the confessed Parkland shooter are hoping to win today.
And Brightline's almost back when the high-speed train will start making stops once again all over South Florida and the brand new jobs that come with. That's coming up in 5 minutes.
Plus, we're talking tropics all morning long with the newly named Tropical Storm Fred. The 5 a.m. track, it's taking it to Florida. We'll go over some impacts that we could see locally this weekend. That's still ahead. You're watching CBS 12 News this morning.